Hello world, this is Jeffrey, JGB146 Blake, coming to you with episode 13 of the Tales of Bulu-Volt. In this episode we have another guest star episode, once again with John Roberts II, who is the architect of this deck. He piloted it to the top 32 finishes in Madison Regionals and at the North American Intercontinentals, and he actually last weekend won a league challenge with it as well. What we're doing today is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. It's similar to the video we had with Seagrove where he and I went through and discussed the game, but of course we're predominantly going to be listening to what John Roberts says about how this list should have been played, and we're going to be looking at one of the toughest matchups for the deck, which is a Metagross matchup, specifically a Metagross Solgaleo matchup. So, without further ado, let's dig in. Obviously, we're starting Lele and going first. So, what's your thought with this starting hand? Like, I guess we can draw our card.
It's actually amazing. So, well, I wouldn't say amazing, but because you start with Lele, but had it been like a Bulu active, it would have been amazing.
Oh, but, yeah, definitely.
I would definitely Skyla for the nest ball if it's in the deck for Grubbin. And then I'd probably attach the grass to the Lele. Yeah, that's what I would do. Just because then you can just retreat next turn, and then it gives you some more options. You know, the lightning's there for the Koko, because you're gonna need Koko in this matchup.
So you'd just get a Grubbin out right now, and that's pretty much it. And then just being prepped for next turn.
Yeah, because if you use the Ultra Ball to, let's say grab Lele, and grab get set. You grab the Brigette, get set up.
You're discarding too many energy.
Well, not only that, but give yourself an option for supportive next turn, because you're gonna have a Vikavolt no matter what, unless your opponent ends you. Mm-hmm. And then you also have the potential to be end out of the hand, which will save your energies. Mm-hmm. So, it's a tough decision. You can go either way on it. I don't think either one's a particularly bad choice, because it's a tough start.
Sure.
But the hand is great as far as getting Vikavolt out, of course.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can, what I would see a lot of people do is play Ultra Ball on the first turn. And, a lot of times I feel like it's not correct, because even though you get yourself set up a little bit better, let's say you don't get in, now you're limited. You just limited yourself tremendously, because now you can only Skyla for something for one card, and leave yourself open to, dead drawing. Because all you can do is take a knockout on the Vulpix the following turn, get one prize, and hope that you hit something. Mm-hmm. But at least you would have Vikavolt out, and you can strong charge and stuff like that. But you gotta leave yourself with a little bit more room for error.
Yeah. No, I've I played this and I've watched it a couple of times, and never once did I think about Skyla for nest ball. I love the way that sounds. I love how that goes. I did not get there at all. I did the Ultra Ball.
That's one reason why I play the nest ball, is in case you have hands like this, you can actually
and
save your hand.
I didn't have the Lele even.
Oh wow! So that sucks.
Yeah, and here I was looking through other prizes, but I'm not going to slow it down enough for us to do that. We know Lele's prized. We know a Grubbin is prized, and I think maybe one lightning, which makes our discard that much more painful. And now I ended up doing basically what you were saying, but having lost all those energies. No, I do exactly what you said. But okay. So I
Yeah,
thought
because
of it, just
the
not
Shaymin
in
next
time
turn would have
to.
been amazing because you would have actually been able to Shaymin for 6 next turn.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There, I grabbed the. I went back and forth because this was played, so not too long after. I guess I can let it play while our opponent, does our stuff. This was played not too longer after. Too long after you posted the list to Hefonte, and you had said that Baby Koko was clutch in the Metagross matchup.
Oh
So I
yeah.
thought really hard about getting Koko there instead of the Bulu, but I got Bulu because I had the grass energy, and I'm like, well, I want to get that onto Bulu.
Which still isn't bad. You can still run through their board. But it's just not
Sure,
optimal.
sure.
Now, what
So
we've done there is actually just attached to the Lele.
yeah, let's back up.
Wait. Did you Sycamore or did you in?
I played the in. Yeah,
Okay.
I backed it up so we could.
Okay. I would actually just attach to the Lele and then just play the in.
Okay.
Just because you want to save the switches.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I see it.
and not only that, because you can strong charge uh, to the Bulu afterwards.
Sure.
But and then that way you can actually attack with the Lele if you wanted to soften up the Metagross if you were to bring it up.
So you just attach to Lele and then in instead of Bulu.
Yeah, and then you can strong charge to either Lele or the Bulu. You don't want Bulu to get knocked out. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, let's say you don't hit a Fairy Belt and your opponent has a Metagross with Choice Band, you just lost a Bulu instead of a Lele,
yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
and it still has 3 retreat
Hmm.
in case you don't hit what you need. Because then you can even Koko. Like, let's say you were to draw into the Koko after you attach energy to the Lele and end, and then you hit Rare Candy Vikavolt, you can actually uh, force your opponent to leave the Vulpix active, have to waste the energy to attach while you're just spreading damage everywhere.
I like it. Yeah, I think my focus has been on trying to outspeed them to the probably to the detriment of factoring in plays like Koko. So here, I mean, it's an obvious Skyla get Vikavolt.
Mm-hmm.
Am I really gonna play that recycler? Please tell me I don't. Or at least if I haven't been tracking the energy. I guess we got rid of a lot of energy. No. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That was almost a horrible misclick. And I guess here I'm looking at. This is where I started saying, okay, well, I have a Koko out now. Let me take the advice that I read on Facebook and use it.
Now, if you're able to get 3 spreads off, you can actually have a free belt on Bulu and knock out the Metagross.
Which, um, that's something that we want to do in this match anyway, is get a Fury Battle as soon as we can, basically. As soon as it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, that's one reason why I play 2 Koko, is so I can actually have a much higher chance of pulling off 2 to 3 spreads instead of just 1.
Huh. So this isn't just Metagross. It's Metagross Sigaleo.
don't think that was a very good play on their part.
I agree. That seemed like a waste of.
Yeah, because you're going to beacon no matter what.
Yeah.
And now you have to waste energy to retreat the Vulpix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just let it get knocked out because I mean then you could just have this all GX attackers the whole game, and every time you end they get one less card, or well they end you or you
So,
playing it.
talking about strong charging too much, was it worth it a strong charge
Uh,
there?
no, I would have never done that because now you leave yourself open to get Lysandre killed and
Mm-hmm.
lose 3 energy. I mean
Yeah.
even though you have Recycler, um, uh, you'd be forced to use your Recycler. And now you don't have the versatility of discarding the recycler on the Ultra Ball in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you may not necessarily want to discard the other cards. Recycler may be the best thing to discard, but you lose that option if they were to Lysander that Bulu and kill it.
Yeah. I definitely see that. Okay.
I mean, if anything, the Vikavolt would have been a better choice for the Koko, just because Metagross can't one-hit KO those. Well,
He
well,
can the
Vikavolt he
Koko,
can't,
but
but the Koko if you hit a Fury Belt.
yeah. So if we top deck a Fury Belt, do you put it on Koko or on Bulu?
I put it on Koko,
Okay.
just because I mean you're spreading to where everything gets um, in one hit KO range with Bulu, and they're only taking one prize. And then let's say they don't knock it out, you can actually just use Electric Ball if you wanted to. So this is where I would Ultra Ball the energy and the Bulu for the Lele and grab the
Okay.
end, and then play Recycler before you end.
Hey, I did something right. Except I got a Shaymin instead.
Oh, well, that's not that bad though. I mean, it'd been better to grab the Lele, but
Yeah.
that still wasn't bad.
Yeah. Clearly inning them out of there.
But that's great. You hit the Fury Belt. Yeah, doing another spread would be great.
And then this is where
I'll
again
just
we
sit on that
skip the
hand.
strong charge.
Yeah, skip the strong charge and sit on the hand.
I don't know. Like looking at it now, I'm like, this hurts me after having our conversation.
I hope you didn't do the damage to the Metagross. Okay. All right. Yeah, Flying Flip is definitely the better attack in that situation.
Man, I really dislike that I missed that in.
Yeah, like that's one thing like I try to avoid is try to hit things. Instead I want to just go grab whatever it is I want. Um, I mean, this is why I like the whole deck. The way I built the deck is all search based, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that way you're guaranteed to hit whatever you need. The only thing that's not guaranteed in the deck is hitting like energies, basically. But everything else in the deck is searchable. Well, I mean, majority decks are anyway. But
Sure.
Skyla adds to that.
So you just sit on the hand here, just do another flying flip.
Uh, yeah. How many energies are like? Do you remember how many energies in discard were?
I think like two.
Okay, I would just sit on that hand then.
What?
Uh,
I guess that's okay.
it had damage on it. Okay, I still
Yeah,
would have
he
attacked
just
with the
attacked it.
active though, just because. Oh wait, how many? Wait, it was only 100 damage on it. Never mind. If it was 110 damage, I would swing with the Koko again, just because Field Blower can remove the tool at any time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good play on your part.
I'm wondering though, if I had attacked with the other Koko, it does 10 more damage on Lele.
No, you did right.
Okay.
Because if you free belt the Bulu, you can actually knock out the Lele with the Nature's Judgment without discarding, and then you can't get returned KO'd by Metagross.
Right, but that happens. I don't even need a
Oh wait, yeah,
belt
that
on
was
it.
a Galio on the bench. Ah, that was Galio. I don't know. It's a tough. It's definitely harder than the regular Metagross matchup because they have Escagalio.
Alright, so we got the belt.
Yeah, I just don't see
So,
how you would come back in this game only because of Escagalio.
would you just do like I'm doing and just continuing to flying flip until they make a stop, basically?
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do.
Actually, we'll be able to take a KO on Lele with the other Koko next turn if we want.
Um, I don't like that idea though
You don't? Okay.
because uh, there are 5 prizes.
Ah, so making them knock out 3
Yeah,
Bulus
you're just
is,
making it like super easy for them.
yeah.
I would actually attack with the Lele.
Would you get another Bulu out here or just wait?
I would just wait.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you would have just even held the heavy ball, right?
No, I'll play the heavy ball
Oh, you would have.
just so I won't draw
You.
the Bulu.
Oh, you just fail it.
I'll just play it. Just no, grab it out of the deck.
Okay, then just hold it. I gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, how much damage was on that? Is on that Segalia on the bench?
80.
Oh, I would definitely Lysander. Like I would Ultra Ball for the Lele. Oh wait, no, Lele's prized. Uh, darn. Yeah, it's kind of tough. So yeah, all you gotta do is just hope to draw the Lysander.
Starting Lele and having your other Lele prize is certainly painful.
Well, we still got set up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty bad. I've had that happen to me a couple times.
So I went for the KO there instead of another spread. Do you like that?
Yeah,
Finally take some prizes.
yeah. So okay, so I see a path to victory because like he made a huge mistake by continuing attacking with the Lele.
Mm.
He should have been attacking with Metagross.
Okay, so you said you see a path to victory. Do you want to elaborate?
Being able to knock out that Segalia on the bench, you pretty much you would essentially win the game if you knock out Segalia. Um, because there's well unless they can max potion both of those Metagrosses.
I think they've already played 2 potions, so
Yeah,
probably don't play 4, but
because
they
they're
could.
probably gonna evolve the what's it called Cosmog. They're probably gonna
Yeah.
evolve that. If they don't evolve it, then you just Lysander both the Segalio and the um. Actually, no, you can knock out the Metagross right now. Actually, so actually, yeah, you would just essentially win just because they were attacking with Lele instead of doing what they normally they should have been doing, was attack with Metagross.
Hmm.
Because then that forces you to use Bulu.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing you never want to do is allow your opponent to get back into the game. That's one reason why I like the Vikavolt deck, because it just puts a lot of pressure on. It doesn't allow your opponent to play their game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you let any deck play their game, they're probably going to run over you.
Yeah. Okay, so we did just lose our benched powered up Bulu, which at any point would you have decided to strong charge, or would you have just held the charges pretty much that whole time because we never actually needed him?
Yeah, I would.
As an attacker.
I would just hold the charges. Just wait to see
So,
what your opponent does and see what you have before you decide to put the energies on the board, because you can't take them back.
okay, so we would have probably attached one grass energy since we've only got one Vikavolt out, right? So we'd have just lost one, and we still have a ton of everything in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really key. The difference in how you play versus how most people tend to play Vikavolt Bulu, because it's the reason that you get by with one recycler and don't have any problems, and why like other people struggle with it.
Yeah, I think it probably makes it does make a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay, so here is this where you would Lysandre Solgaleo and
I mean, you can honestly go either way with it.
okay.
I think you may be better off Lysandering up the because how much damage is on the Metagross on both Metagrosses there?
I think it's 80 and 100 for the benched ones, and then 40
So
for the
what I would
active.
do, I would actually bring up the Cosmog and knock that out. Keep him from getting
Okay.
a
To
fresh
even up
Segaleo.
prizes.
Yeah, to go
Okay.
down to 2 prizes, because you don't want to get into one. You don't want that to happen. And because you can take a knockout on any of their GXs right now, any of them.
Sure.
But you want to put the because they have not used the field blower yet, have they?
Yes, I think they just did last turn.
Uh,
Because I had a Fighting Fury belt on this
oh,
Koko
okay.
and on
Actually, you
the.
know what? Okay, so it'd actually be better to license up the Segaleo then, and then bring up the Bulu with the Fury belt.
Okay.
Because then now they're forced to have a second Segaleo. Now the only problem with that though is if they do get up another Segaleo, um, you really you have to hit another Lysander the following turn. And you gotta hope that you don't get into one. Actually, I think it is better just to knock out the Cosmog, honestly. You're much better off doing that. Leaving the Koko up there, because they can't end and play Lysander in the same turn.
Hmm.
Because the likelihood of you hitting the Lele off the prize is 1 in 3. But I would definitely get rid of the choice bands and stuff on the bench. I mean, on the
Sure. Sure.
Metagrosses. Um,
So discard the choice, attach belt to Bulu,
yeah,
Lysander Cosmog,
yeah, and then
and then
knock it out
knock it
with
out with the electric ball
right.
from Koko. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you bench the Grubbin as a deck thinning, or do you not
What I would
care?
do, I would
No,
actually
because
Ultra
we
Ball.
want Lele.
I would actually Ultra Ball though, and get rid of um, the
Grubbin and
Grubbin and
Charjabug.
the Charjabug, and just add whatever Pokemon to the hand, and just leave it at that. But I would definitely strong charge to the Bulu. Put a
Hmm.
grass on them to make sure that they can't just bring up the Vikavolt and not just knock them out. Which, I mean, I don't know why they would do that, but
Yeah,
uh,
if they do that, it almost is good for us at that point. But
yeah, it would be. But I mean, but you wouldn't have an energy on the Bulu
well,
though.
right, if we
Yeah.
didn't strong charge.
So you had to top deck into the energy. So I would definitely strong charge to the Bulu, bring up the Cosmog, knock it out with Tapu Koko, and put the Fury Belt onto the bench Bulu.
Okay. I imagine I did half of the things we talked about. But the key one, I think, is I did not. I doubt that I suspect that I went the Solgaleo route. Let's see. No, I went. I don't know. Okay. I did it. I only strong charged some of my energy.
Yeah, even though it's very tempting to go for a 2-prize knockout, um, like they literally have no 1-prize threats in the entire deck. So if they were to promote another 1-prizer, it wouldn't really matter. You essentially just gain an extra turn.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take a 2-prizer right now, and then they bring up and then let's say they hit a max potion, and they end you the 1, that's when things are going to fall down for you, unless you
So I
top deck out of it.
totally, yeah. So I totally missed the Lysander even up the prizes, and the basically knocking out that Cosmog counts as knocking out a GX.
Yeah, and it also doesn't put your Bulu in harm's way, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Because now we're losing Koko, which means Bulu's up there. And we have to take 3 prizes with Bulu, which is basically not going to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't. Hmm. I guess I looked at it and thought, well, Solgaleo is the only thing that can one-shot me, assuming they don't get choice and
Well, the play that turn was
float.
good. The
Okay, let's go back and look at it
Yeah.
if you're gonna tell me what was better, because I want to know.
Oh, during that last turn,
Yeah, I'm just going back.
just ultra balling the stuff that you don't need. That's it.
Oh,
Like,
that.
yeah, I mean, you
So
did right on the Bulu attack on the Sigaleo.
okay, you just Lysander, or you just Ultra Ball to get rid of, so we don't draw into it. I gotcha.
Mm-hmm. You didn't hit the Lele.
Nope.
Ah,
2 out of 3 chance. But we still have it as long as he doesn't have a field blower. Which I'm assuming he does, because I don't think I won this.
yeah. I usually always assume my opponent has a field blower. If they have not used 2, I always assume that they have one.
Yeah.
So like, I'm always making plays accordingly, just because like if you assume that just because they used one that they're not going to have one the second time, that's gonna either cost you the game or put you far behind.
Oh, no, they did. They had Lysander instead. Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, thank you for going through that with me. That was uh, eye-opening as to how many things, like, it's kind of like, I feel like lots of little differences that would be huge in the long run. And
Yeah, it's just all
uh,
about like positioning, like putting yourself
mm-hmm.
in a actual position to win, as opposed to just trying to quickly take prizes. Because if you just quickly take prizes, just to take prizes, um, or to try to take a lead, that doesn't necessarily win you the game. Um, go after the cards that will, or the go after the Pokemon that will, hurt you the most. But at the same time, you got to know like what outs that you have to win the game. Like knocking out the Cosmog. Like no one would ever really bring up a Cosmog and knock it out. Whenever there's 4 other threats on the board. But the fact that he had no other 2-prize threats that he can promote, that he would only be able to bring up, or he or she would be able to bring up let's say like a one prizer, that you can knock out the following turn, just to buy another turn. But that would basically just be a free turn. And then, you still go back down to one prize, or you just leave it active if, let's say they didn't have any more metal energy in the discard pile. They just brought it up so it can get knocked out, and then they have, 3 charged up Pokemon on the bench. You just leave it active, just leave it active till you draw into the Lysandre, and force your opponent to bring up, their 2 prizer. That's if they were still down at 3 prizes, and you knock out the Cosmog, go down to 2, and let's say they promote a 1 prizer. You just leave it up there until they promote a 2 prizer to knock out, or until you draw like the Lysandre. But if they were able to go down to 2 or 1 prize, then obviously you just take the knockout, just because you don't want to give them more turns. But in the situation where you're at 3 prizes, you almost never want to take, if you can, if let's say they have multiple attackers up, knocking out either one of their attackers is not going to make any difference on their side. So you go after the prize, you go after the 1 prize, so that way you're in the 2 instead of 1, and then drawing a 3rd card will allow you to Ultra Ball. I mean, in your situation, it wouldn't matter that much because your Lele was prized, but in a situation where, let's say you have a Lele in the deck or a Shaymin in the deck, never put yourself in a situation, unless you absolutely have to, never put yourself in a situation where you're in the 1 card. Like, you will regret it.
Yeah.
Unless you just have a lucky top deck. It's, I just have to draw the Lysandre. But had you went down to 2 prizes, you would still be able to win with the Lysandre anyway. So yeah, stuff like that. Like, I think a lot of people miss out on. So you just have to play your outs, and play to where you don't cause yourself to lose the game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for doing all of this, John. It's been eye-opening. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give or anything like that?
My team back in St. Louis, Jetty Gaming. Conor Lavelle, who needs to hurry up and get his invite. He's due for one. He's a great player, so I'm hoping that he can get one. Jack Carter, he's also looking for his. So I'm pretty sure that they play this season to its entirety. They for sure have their invite. So good luck to those guys. Everyone else, I mean, they've gotten their invites. That play at most of the regionals. So like Jay Young, Zach, Alex, Kreckler. Yeah, they're pretty good. And Lavelle Levette, he's actually the one who actually talked me into playing Bulu for nationals after I put it back to the side. So shout outs to him. So yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, and Ricky Nieheiser, he's actually one that talked me back into playing Escape Rope in the deck, which came up clutch a lot.
Yeah,
So,
I've loved that card since I brought it in after your Madison, or after your NAIC post. Well, cool. Thanks again, man.
all right, thanks for having me.